Hey Libra, how are you all? Welcome in. We'll do a reading, see what's happening for you. I hope you guys have been well. Sorry I've been on a hiatus. I don't know, you guys are fine. I'm sure you find plenty of readings out there on YouTube land. So, let's have a look. We got two oracles. Hold your center. And sacral chakra, core of creation. It's also about your relationships, sexual relationships, romantic relationships. And you've got like hold your center there, so I mean your solar plexus is in your center and just above your sacral, and your solar plexus is all about your emotions. So I mean those two cards look really good together, to be honest. Let's see what we get, huh? We'll put them over there. Ten of Swords in reverse. Six of Wands, Victory, Devil. There you are. Good. Okay, so I mean, it looks like you're just coming out of a whole lot of, or maybe there was even betrayal in relationships, previous relationships, and whatever it is, there's like some heaps of toxicity with the Devil there, and you've got that like, it's kind of like binding you to, I feel like not only just like in relationships, but in belief systems. I feel like there's this type of toxicity around that kind of destabilizes you and your life, and also, and it keeps you bound to this type of way of thinking about things, even thinking about relationships and people, and holding you back or chaining you to kind of an idea of what maybe a relationship looks like, or even what its potential may have. And I feel like you kind of maybe in the past, you know, with the Justice there in your recent past, but in reverse, it's like you feel like maybe things never kind of work out for you, or they never go your way. And you can see quite clearly that it's where you're bound up, right? Whether or not you're bound up in, you know, as I said, like relationships, or it's just kind of like you feel like no matter what, you kind of can't get ahead, or that you're just tied down, and you know, it's like all you want is this stability. I mean, there's a lot of money going on here. You want this stability, and it's like you do have this stability, you have potential for stability, financial stability, you have ideas, and ability to create. I feel like what holds you back as well is that you kind of maybe you get started to create, and then again it's because of this it's because of the thinking. I think it's the beliefs and the belief in yourself as well. I think that like the potential, I think like there's all this creative energy here. This whole row here is all about money, and I feel like actually you don't give yourself enough credit for what you've the like the work that you've done or the skills that you have. And yeah, like you can't kind of give yourself, it's maybe even think your own, the way you think about yourself in regards to what you're able to do. It's like you develop these skills and these abilities, and then you kind of, you want to push forward with it, but then it kind of just gets turned on its head, but it's kind of you holding yourself back. Not only just you, there is like this other type of energy through relationships that also block you, and I think maybe that you can give too much of yourself to toxic connections. And yeah, and you know, I think there's been just so much betrayal, heartache, letdown, death of an old thing, birth of a new thing, death of an old thing, birth of a new thing, you know, kind of, you know, dying to self, and kind of releasing and surrendering it and finally giving it over and go, okay, well, whatever you want to do, here it is. And then you do that, and then you birth something new, and off you go again. And then there's kind of like this toxic cycle that continues to happen, and it holds you back. And I feel like what's happening here in this reading, because you've got the Six of Wands there that's crossing this energy, and then you've got the Death card, which is, I think what's happening is that there's going to be an ending to that cycle. That's not going to happen anymore. It's that toxicity of the way that you think about things and the way that you can create and manifest is going to now break through and move forward. You're going to be able to, you know, have the abundance and everything that you, all of those skills, all, you know, like here you're just looking at it, wishing and hoping that something's going to come forth, right? And you know, and then you've got the Ten of Pentacles here up in your hopes and dreams, where you're thinking and you're wanting and you wish that would just turn around. And it's not even a small amount. This is like significant, right? And then you've got the Ace of Pentacles at the end, which is like saying, okay, here comes this new opportunity. Here comes this new way of thinking, this new way of doing something. And I feel like there's this real significant shift that's going to happen, that this end of a cycle. There's no more of returning to this old way of rebuild, lose, repair, rebuild, lose, repair, you know? And I feel like that's kind of been the cycle. And I guess with your oracle cards here, hold your center. I feel like it's telling you here to trust your intuition, to trust yourself. Like, this is also telling me that, you know, you're connected, that you have guidance from up above, that you have connection to the spirit. Spirit is with you, spirit is for you, spirit is all around you. And I guess like she's sitting there looking at spirit, right? Like, don't take your eyes off spirit. Spirit is the prize, spirit is the gift. You know, when you can hear and you can connect and you can be guided by spirit at all times, your path is the right path. Doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what steps you take. It doesn't matter what that looks like. It doesn't matter what people say. Everybody's going to have interpretations, opinions, and ideas. That's how people are. It's human nature, right? But you have to kind of be like, you know, if your eye be single, like keep your eye single towards spirit and trust your journey and trust the process and follow that guidance and that path. And I think what happens is, you know, this toxicity it is bound to other people and their ideas, right? And I think you can lay down your ideas and your intuition and the guidance from spirit and kind of connect to people So this isn't saying that people are bad, the devil. It's not saying that in this reading at all. That's saying that you lay down this pure guidance, like the perfect will for you, and you lay that down and connect it to somebody who is ciphering or telling you something, right? Giving you their idea, their advice, right? And like, as you can see, it kind of lays down spirit, and you're picking up this person. It can become idolatry, right? It can become an idol. It can become, this person becomes your God. And then all of a sudden you're doing their will, and I think this just happens naturally in your life. I think this is a cycle. And with the sacral chakra here, like, this is talking about the core of creation, right? Through all of your relationships. So your relationship with yourself and your relationship with spirit, like, your creativity is birthed out of your center, your spirit. And whatever's birthing out of your spirit, I feel like this is telling you, like to protect it and to hold to it and stop laying it down, and continue to trust it and continue to birth it. And it doesn't mean that you're going to have a complete miracle overnight, and it doesn't mean that you may or you may not, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be sitting in this kind of abundance, or look, I mean, like, you've got the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Like, you couldn't get anything more stable and significant and reassuring and assuring. Like, these are good, right? And I feel like you can trust this process. Okay? So it's already 12 minutes. I was just going to do very quick readings, but it's very hard to do that. I just want to go off it a little bit more and see what's further. So, like, what's to come, right? So when you get through that and you kind of navigate that type of stuff that's going on right now in you and through you, and you can see that and have the awareness around that, and that rings true and it resonates for you. Like, what's to come, right? What's to come with this new opportunity? What is this new opportunity? What will life look like? How is it going to change? Like, is this what's on offer? So you got the 10 of Wands, which is like the end of a cycle, the end of carrying people's burdens, the end of burdens in general. Like, it's not burdensome. Yeah. It's not burdensome. You've got the King of Swords, you've got the 10 of Cups, happy families, you've got the Emperor. There you got the 6 of Wands again, which was crossing you before, and now it's right here in your future, right? How cool is that? Like, right here in your current. So if you move forward through this, if you stop doing those things, maybe, take care of your sacral chakra a little bit, and your other, so I was talking about, what's that card say? Hold your center. So, that's like holding space for yourself. Holding center means to hold space for yourself. Like, it looks like here that you hold space for everybody. You let them be. You allow them to have their stuff, their feelings, what they're going through. Oh, they're going through this. Oh, they must be this. And you've got this ability to be able to hold space for everybody else, right? But what about you? I think this is trying to tell you, hold space for yourself. And I guess that comes with, like, no, I can't, or no, I don't think that's for me. I appreciate that, but that's not the advice that I'm going to take today. Or, I appreciate that, but that might be your opinion. It's not really what I'm getting, but it's not really what I'm feeling I need to do. And I think, kind of stepping into that power, into that energy, becomes like holding space for yourself, because you're protecting yourself, and you're saying no to these other energies, which come through words, which come through opinions and advice. And instead of allowing that into your center, which is your sacral space, your safe space that you're creating for yourself, and you're only letting kind of spirit guide into that close space. So it's spiritual boundaries as well. And it's having these boundaries of, and I guess it also comes from knowing who you are, knowing what you're called to do, and knowing what you're called to do can change. And just because you're called to do one thing doesn't mean that that's not going to change with seasons, with energies, with whatever the stars are doing, whatever the planets are doing. Like, what's the alignment, what's currently going on. You know, this is Libra. We've got Aries facing us currently at the moment, Libra, which is an Aries full moon. It's our opposite sign. So there's this go-getting energy. It's like, I'm going to go get, I'm going to go get. But it kind of feels like, here I go again. I'm going to go get. And here goes the fire. Boom, 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 boom. And then it kind of fizzles off, dies off, and you put it to the side. And you wait until this kind of season comes around again. And I feel like this is not going to happen anymore. Like, you're actually going to take the steps, stay in the energy, and continue to manifest, continue to move forward. And you're not going to put things on the back burner anymore. You are going to consistently give yourself to yourself and to the thing that you've been guided to do. The Sun, like, how cool is that? Wow, the world, like, this is really nice. 7 of Cups. This is you not being afraid to walk away from what no longer serves you. That can be beliefs, it can be things that you know, some things come in for a season to heal you, to help you, to give you a leg up, to give you a step, to, you know, people are in your life sometimes for a season, sometimes forever. Some people, everybody carries energy, everybody has skills. If you get around people, you'll pick up on what's on them, right? You'll pick up, like, if they're really good at different, they're good at different, you know, I can get around people who are good cooks, right? And I can come home and have this kind of energy on me where I can cook something that I haven't been able to do before. If they, you know, if there's impurity, like if they, you know, they got like kind of, you know, they're a bit sexualized or something, and that's all they think about, I'll come home and I'll feel that, right? And that's into my energy field, into my aura, like. So, I mean, what you get around is what you've got to learn, how to cleanse yourself, how to get that stuff off. I mean, we can't isolate from the whole world, but you also got to learn how to kind of walk things out. And also, you know, what you get around is kind of what you become, right? You can pick up things on, and what I was getting at is that you can go into, somebody come into your life for a season because they have what you need in that moment. Doesn't mean you need it there for the long term, for your whole entire life. You know, and I think that's where we have to learn, like, when is it time to let things go? When is it time, like, what is not serving me anymore, right? Is this keeping me stuck, or is this elevating me? What is this doing for me? This connection, this idea, this belief, whatever it is. Yeah. And I feel like this is like, you know, you're going to be able to kind of ascertain what's good, what's not, what I need, what don't I need, what am I keeping, what am I not keeping. And I don't feel like I think you're going to have this empowerment and this ability to be able to walk away from whatever it is that you need to walk away from, and not look back and not feel sad about it, and be very confident, not like second guessing yourself. Like, there's a confidence that's coming to you, and you're going to be able to do it. There's no more dictatorship as well. Like, I see that with the King of Swords there. I feel like you're turning that on its head. Like, no, I'm not going to be kind of walked all over. I'm not going to be stolen from. I'm not going to be lied to. I'm not going to be dictated. Like, I had this dictator over me, controlling my life, who has no emotion, who has no compassion, no empathy. They're just very cold-hearted and very cutting and not helpful, right? And I feel like that's an energy that has permeated kind of your surroundings for such a long time. And it's kind of like you're going to have the victory over this. You are going to come out on top. You are going to win. And I feel like Spirit's really guiding you here and really telling you that this is what it is. You're going to have a happy home. I feel like that is your dream, to have a happy home. You know, I mean, you got the 10 of Cups. This is all you want, is happiness, joy, love, peace, kindness, generosity. And, you know, the Emperor is, you want like, you know, a good father figure, but you also want a good partner and a leader. You want a leader, like, who leads with wisdom, not shallow, not somebody who's cold and, and just like, I'm in charge, I'm the boss, I'm the king, I'm the leader, but is a dick. You know what I mean? Just a dick. And you're not after that. And you're over that. And I feel like you've just kind of, and it's burdensome, and it's created such a burden. And you can see, like, you've got the World card, you've got the Sun here. I feel like you're really going to come alive. You're starting to heal. You're going to go through a transformation, a time of healing. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel alive. You're going to kind of be seeking out the spiritual, seeking out the healing. What do I got to do to heal here? And you're going to, I feel like the spirit is going to guide you to those things that you need. I feel like you're also going to have enough to be able to give to others in a balanced and a healthy way. And this isn't greed. This is like a beautiful balance. You know, you've got the Six of Pentacles. That's kind of at the top of your reading here. But that's when you let go and you walk away from everything. I think you want to be able to give more than what you're currently giving in different areas. But I feel like one particular area kind of is sucking it all dry. And as I said, you know, this is the blockages from toxicity, which comes out of beliefs and ideas and negativity, and through relationships in all different areas. And you'll know what they are. You might not even be so certain right now. It might not be completely clear to you right now, but it will be, and it's going to become very clear. Okay. And then you've got the King of Cups. So I feel like there's going to be this new message of love coming in. Yeah, love, hope, and this doesn't mean from a person, this doesn't mean it has to be romantic, but you're going to hear or feel love. Like, you're going to feel what love feels like again. Yeah. And that's all I've got for you, Libra. Take care.